What's going on? It's your boy again, Efren Tinoco, coming at you from my wonderful chariot here parked outside my humble abode in North Memphis as the sun goes down. I want to talk about A Tale of Two Cities. A Tale of Two Cities. Yeah, kind of the book. I read A Tale of Two Cities when I was in seventh grade. In seventh grade at White Station High School. For those of you who may have also gone to White Station High School, in my opinion, it was way too early to read A Tale of Two Cities. Or Dickens for that matter. Dickens is a guy who wrote to ridicule the Victorian bourgeois class and all their upward great expectations. Another one, they had these people had great expectations and they wanted to put on airs and blah blah blah. And his characters were a bunch of caricatures of a lot of prototypical people in that you find in British society, and he excoriated them, but such nuance was lost on us seventh graders, and we couldn't understand the satirical value of his stuff at that early age, unless you were basically politically precocious, which I admit I was not. And I admit I haven't shaven in a bit, and I promise you I will. But anyway, A Tale of Two Cities. I want to compare a couple of cities. The two cities I want to compare are, let's say, Manaus, Brazil, and San Diego. Why am I picking Manaus, Brazil, and San Diego? Well, in the run-up to what was it? The World Cup, I think it was. Anyway, Brazil hosted a soccer tournament in 2014, I think. Yes, 2014, it was a World Cup. And they subsequently hosted the Olympics. But it was interesting in Manaus because in 2014, the United States played one of its round robin games in Manaus. Manaus is a city closer to Colombia, closer to the Caribbean and the Atlantic than it is to the Pacific. It is way up there in the Amazon, and they had to build a soccer stadium, and they couldn't take the roads there because the roads were not of sufficient quality to transport building materials. They had to actually undergo the expense of putting stuff on a barge. And so it was a very expensive stadium to build, mostly for the purposes of that one tournament. I think they finally got a soccer team actually there, a Brazilian league soccer team. But for a city that is not among the great capitals of the world, like Sao Paulo or Rio, for example, Belo Horizonte, it's kind of weird that they had all that investment to go into that. But yeah, compared to the size of their city, they really there was a lot expended there to put on the show, and there was a lot expended to actually 2 years later to put on the Olympics in Brazil. And some of y'all would probably recall in 2016. Not only were the Brazilian women's beach volleyball teams very, very awesome to follow, but there were some riots that led up to that because the folks did not want to undergo the expenses of putting on this stuff when the people living in the favelas, basically the hood way up on the hillsides, had so much wanting. There was so much poverty. So it seemed to be weird exorbitant expense given the actual needs of the people. So the other side of this is San Diego, California, another city, as opposed to Manaus. Contrasting San Diego with Manaus. I've been to San Diego a number of times for work, and very, very notable. Something happened at the same time as the Olympics in San Diego in 2016, I believe it was. The people of San Diego rejected. They had a referendum and rejected funding for a NFL stadium to replace Qualcomm Stadium. Wow, amazing. They rejected a football team basically because the Chargers threatened to move out. Well, they made good on their threat. So the citizens of the city didn't gather enough votes to support the funding of a new football stadium that the owner of the Chargers was going to benefit from mostly and predominantly, because they had a fine stadium, but it just didn't have enough premium city. Qualcomm Stadium. I've actually seen a game in Qualcomm Stadium. They had a Super Bowl in Qualcomm Stadium, within, not very long ago. But I guess the NFL had new standards. Notice the Titans Stadium in downtown Nashville. Basically, they said, dude, we're San Diego, brah. We got the beach, we got the Padres, and we get to have our weather. So, like, if the boats want to boat, then adios, Philip Rivers or Felipe Rios or whatever your name is. Bye, go suck somewhere else. Okay? We had LT here, and he gave us our good years, and y'all suck now. So go ahead, bye. Now, that is a city with its priorities in order. And so San Diego still is a great city. The fact that it did not get shaken down to conserve a football team is, I think, laudable. In about 10 years, the NBA is probably going to shake down the city of Memphis, for, when the current deal expires on FedEx Forum. But anyway, we have this thing in Memphis. Okay, we have a economic development board. I don't know exactly what it is called, but they approve payments in lieu of taxes to develop, to attract, incentivize people to locate here. You would probably remember that we had an appliance manufacturer come from Canada. In 2012, that was attracted because of the incentives. Well, the incentives ran out, and they went, bye, see ya. Well, that was kind of foul, very foul. But we noticed something here. Not only do the major employers not pay their fair share of the taxes around here for a school system mostly, and infrastructure that they benefit from largely by having a educated and at peace, well-fed, and clear thinking workforce, not stressed out by stuff outside of their out of the workplace. But these city council people here hand out deals to out-of-town investors to build new housing, basically multi-units, multi-family units all around downtown or other areas, and it is something we don't need because our population is not growing. So we have folks that are approving these tax incentives for new condominiums or new apartment buildings downtown, and they get contributions to their city council campaigns or county commission campaigns, and they get tax abatements. And so to move into these places, guess what? People have to move into our houses that are already paying property taxes. A larger supply with equal demand, the price of your house goes. Simple supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So they're giving away the store. What is more jobs for a warehouse or, or an assembly plant, light assembly plant, if we have to give away our tax base? Well, now, the city of Memphis and the state of Tennessee are in very dire straits fiscally because of the problems raising taxes from the from the lack of business because of COVID-19. It's not about doing what's right for the city too many times, whether it be a new sports stadium, because I would say that the FedEx Forum and the Pyramid, once way back in the day, and the crosstown development, which I've already discussed before, these are things that we couldn't afford. We've made ourselves poorer in this city, a lot of time because of our love for sports or big beautiful buildings or neat projects in new parts of town. These are giveaways to rich developers who fund city council and county commission campaigns and mayor's campaigns. And we need to be more aware of this. I thought to talk to you about this time because I tuned into the LA Rams Dallas Cowboys game. And I've been to the Cowboy Stadium to watch the Memphis Tigers play in the Cotton Bowl. And I know there are some school kids not having enough air conditioning or subsidized or low-priced meals in order to pay for that damn stadium, which I know Jerry Jones didn't pay for. But then I saw that monstrosity that the LA Rams get to play in. And beyond the pale. Not like Los Angeles doesn't have its fiscal problem. It does. It does, obviously. Let me turn on this light. No, oh well. Yeah. Well, that doesn't look... Does that look right? No, it does not. Okay. Looks kind of creepy. But, in Memphis, I would argue we'd be better off if we followed the lead of San Diego. And we were that much about living in Memphis as they are about living in San Diego. And not letting our tax base erode for the benefit of very few, in this case, perhaps just one person, the owner of the Chargers. And, we have a record of falling for this kind of thing here. But many cities do. But I would argue that our government is not here to fund our entertainment. Our government is here to fund basic services. And it's our responsibility to make life choices that lead us to entertainment. Right? Our pleasures should not be on the backs of other people. who could at least pay for them. Anyway, so let's watch out for these city council people. Every Tuesday, tomorrow's Tuesday, there's always a vote. There's always a vote about some kind of boondoggle development. Every Tuesday. Let's hold their feet to the fire. And I'm out because the sun's about to run out on me. Okay? Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.